Alright, welcome to, I guess, another update video. I haven't done one in about a week or two, and I may as well just make one. At the moment, I have to say I got two friends who have joined me now. One is a level designer, and the other friend of mine who is learning Unreal, who's going to be probably helping out to polish everything up. But I'll still be primarily doing all of the programming and everything else. So currently beforehand, I attached the weapon onto the player itself. But I decided to make like a weapon system here. I just had to. You see in the shadow, you have two weapons, and when you press one, you can switch out between whichever weapon you want to change it into. I just may as well try to put this back to where I had it beforehand, and then move you out. No one can see you. It's fine. So you press tab, pick up gun 1, pick up gun 2. You press tab, you can see the current ammo magazine. If you switch guns, it changes based on the. It changes the current ammo stuff. And it stays, it keeps it the same way, so you can switch between your guns. If your one has to reload, the other one will reload as well. Just had to make sure that gets fixed. So a few minor bugs, but this is your tab screen, so I wanted a sort of like hardly any UI on the screen, so the player was fully immersed into it. So my friend came up with a cool idea. Why not just have it on the player? So I made this screen. Top right, of course, is your health system. That still works the way the way it was. You have your current objective on the top left, and if I went all the way over here, the objective system will update this text box. Turn on power, hit F, head into the facility. The oath picture you see here, since we have a turret system in the game, I just disabled the switch between them. So you're gonna get the image of the turret itself, what the turret is called. So this one's Sentry Gun. If I re-enable the mouse wheel, this will change, which I guess I will showcase that real fast. Build system, mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down. So now pick up the gun first before I hit tab. You press tab, you press B, now you go through. The image will change based on the type of turret it is, and change the image in the description. And then you'll be able to go through and place said turret down, depending on what the image is and description. So then that way the player knows what type of turret they're placing down, besides the 3D image that they have here. And again, when you switch them, you put it the same way. Can I move back? Thank you. Ammo container works the same way as before now. I just have it set up as how Left 4 Dead 2 does it. Whichever weapon you have, or it just refills ammo for all weapon types. 12 and 6, so refills them both. So if I just keep it that way. Turret system is done, so now we can have mini turrets as we want, I should say. I'm gonna keep it for the Sentry Gun for now. So this little guy for chapter 1, and then chapter 2 I'll add like 2 more, and then 2 more for every new chapter that comes out. Currently, we are trying to fix the animations, because this is aim down sight, as you see, he's T-posing, and then you got the shooting. And then the enemies, the zombie enemy, that the only enemy you face in chapter 1, I got animations off of Mixamo, but as a programmer, I have no idea how to edit them. And come to find out that the animations just make you float and you don't touch the ground at all, which isn't ideal at all. So we found animations. We just had to import them into the project, and then I had to program them in to get them set up and get to go. Found a couple new weapons, so besides the MK and just this test weapon to see if the weapon switching works. My friend and I went through the Unreal Marketplace and we found a couple of asset packs that, of course, I will credit. That will give us more guns to choose from, and then that gives us 5 guns the player can have that he can go through. He can choose which one he wants in the beginning of the map. So the reason I want a weapon system in is because if we go to the helipad, thing about you start from here, you see the helicopter landing or it goes away. I'll have a 3D widget here that says, hey, choose whichever you want as a proof of concept of a weapon system, and then work on a inventory system for any other weapon you want to add. So in the aspect that we have, that we found, this person, I don't know if they're male or female or not, but this individual has 5 weapons, or 5 to 6 weapons you choose from. You press I to access your inventory, and then you can unequip the guns, equip the guns. I don't know if I want that, but I did make a weapon system that I could just pick up a gun and drop the gun. You have 2 slots for it. Don't know if we want inventory system just yet. I know I want something for collectibles. So for story related items like audio logs or documentation. And then as the player going through here, since I want this to be like a tutorial slash level 1, have 3D widgets that will display information on how to actually play the game. So like info night vision, B to build, L to place it, Q and E to rotate it, mouse wheel once that gets adapted later on, and then 1 and 2 to switch your guns, R to reload, hold R for it. Just have basic instructional information, and then have it set up in the pause menu that you can always click a button here to show the controls. I've updated the options menu, so to display a sound, it does. So now the options menu is completely finished. These buttons do in fact work. At the moment, these are just temporary sounds that are here. Gamma works as well. It also works in the engine. When you hit apply settings, the only thing that this applies for is the top 4 buttons. So if you want motion blur on or off, which FPS you want, display resolution, and your window size, that apply settings only applies to those. The sliders have their own save system, so if I hit back to the main menu, this red arrow or the red text that pops up here is where the save files is going to be. So if I click on sound effects down here, environment at the top, voice down here, music, and then gamma is going to be low, I can just, I have to stop it first. Yeah, stop it then. It stays the same. So now if I hit play, I hit P to pause the game. Options keeps the settings for you. We set to default. Oh, everything's back to normal. Okay. So that is what I've got done within about a week and a half, I would say. Currently just waiting on getting the assets into the project. What I'm planning on working on is fixing up the player character so that way it can be a true first person game on where you can pick up a gun. When you're aiming up, the gun goes up, down, left, and right. So that way I don't have to have 6 or 9 different animations for everywhere on the screen space, so the gun can actually follow you. Set it up the enemy animations to get them in and fixed, since Mixamo is kind of okay, but not that good. reset up the player animations, because I went in and then I just deleted the Mixamo animations that we've had beforehand. So that's why when I input, that's why when you see aim down sight, there's nothing here, since we need new animation for that. Also with the your body, there's no longer a crouch, because I need to fix that, because if you press C, you'll normally crouch, but that animations are just wouldn't work. So we found some new ones that will work. We just gotta get them in. Same thing with the enemy. For our basic zombie, there are no animations in the enemy graph, because again, mixed mode was okay, and when you are chasing the player sprinting, you are hovering above the ground, which isn't ideal at all. So I just have to fix that and get the animations in, since we found a good asset pack for zombie animations. What else? Let's see. Fixed, I should say, I fixed the torrent system, because originally when you press B and when you start switching up and down, it kept the old model. So if you were on the test gun or flamethrower, let's just say, it will keep the sentry gun hologram there. So that's been fixed. I've updated the UI, as you saw when you press tab, to only have the one, which is the player info system, which is the tab that you see here. So instead of having your UI for the quest system in the top left, your health bottom left or top right, I decided, by what my friend suggested, to just have it heal. So then you have access to it, and then you already know, okay, this is how much ammo you have. Or if you want to keep it up at times, you can keep it up and it's not interfering with what the player sees. So just quickly look down, oh, I got 11 mag left, okay, what's my objective? You can just look down. Or if your health is low, you say, oh, my health is in the red, that's not good. And then you just keep it that way. If you do die, and you successfully use your revive, but you're gonna be successful anyway, the health does go back to green, and then it does reset your health. The only thing about the objective system that I will have to update is create a save system for it. So as you see, you have turn on power to the outpost. If you turn on power, then head down the elevator to go into level 2. The objective will stay turn on power. So I just had to save the objective system, or just save the index, and that allows me to load the objective system across multiple levels. Still working on level design, so I do have a friend helping me with that, which is going to make the process a lot better, since I'm not a level designer at all. But once we get those aspects in, I can finish the player, fix the animations, get the weapon system in. Might use the system they have already, because in the video they already have it set up for first person and third person. So when you pick up a gun, it's automatically where the camera is, but you can also shoot to third person and it follows that as well. But since this is just a first person style game, I might not use it, or I might change my player that I already have to see how they did it, to get it set up for a third person model, like this guy is, to act like a first person model. Since this is just one model by itself that I'm trying to configure to be first person, even though this is a third person model. So fun. Then once we get the zombie animations in, I can go into the zombie animation blueprint and then fix or reset up the animations, so that allows us to walk around, attack, and chase a player. There's some other animations that I saw in the animation asset pack that allows the zombies that we have to do a lot more, like screaming, jumping, and all that stuff, which is gonna make the zombies more I guess, zombie-like or more fluid, dynamic, whichever term you would like to use. And then once those, then I can fix that up. The weapon is done, and then hopefully that would finish off the player, the enemy, and then the weapon system that I have. And then we can now just focus on, since the audio system is done, focus on getting audio in, because there isn't any audio for shooting, for picking up any objects, reloading, nothing like that. So get that stuff in, and make sure we actually have audio that works with the option menu that we have set up here. Hopefully it works. The temp sounds work, the music works. If you play music and you change the slider, of course I don't want to have a temp audio here, because since the temp audio for music that I have lasts for about a minute, when you click on sound effects, it plays that sound, but the sound is only like a wave file that lasts for about a few seconds. So we got to get audio in, and then finish up level design to finish off the story, which then I can then finish up the objective system. And then by then, the first chapter of our slash my game would be done. So besides that, the update is over. So I will see you guys in the next week or two for the next one.